Well, we're back again, and so we're going to try something new today. I like new. New is always fun. So what we're going to do, it's going to be in two steps, actually. We're going to roast some vegetables, and we're going to roast vegetables because I'm leaving for Charleston, and I want to clean out my fridge. So we're going to roast the vegetables that I have. Roasted vegetables are awesome. And then we're going to make a casserole out of it. So we're going to start with the roasted vegetables, and I always take the opportunity to be able to show you, because there are lots of folks who didn't get to see the other video, so they may be able to see this one. We're using a butternut squash, so you know it comes in this whole piece. I cut it down the middle, this way, that way, and then I see how it's got seeds in it. I just take a spoon. Let's see if I can back you up just a little bit. I take a spoon, just a regular old tablespoon, and just cut into it, and kind of just clean out the seeds. That's about all it is to it. And ta-da! It's clean. Now, these things are really hard to peel, so I have found that the easiest way to do that is, so I've cut it in half. Now I'm going to cut it in quarters. Lay it flat on its face so it won't roll. Have a sharp knife. Hopefully you got that yet. And we're going to go and cut it into a quarter. Cut this one into a quarter. A rough quarter, as it wants to be cut. And then I take a potato peeler, and I'm going to use this big bowl as a garbage bowl, and you just peel it like this. See? And that, to me, is the easy. Now, there are people who like to eat this peeling and bake it with the peeling on. I don't care for it, but if you like it, it's easy enough to leave it on, that's for sure. But just peel it with a potato peeler. And I'm going to just get this one done, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. And then I'll come back so you don't have to wait for me to do all of them. I'm going to take this. Well, actually, I'll come back to you and we'll chunk it up all together. I'll be right back. Actually, before I do that, I wanted to show you this. This is my okra. Nice fresh okra. Now, if you're going, ew, okra, slimy, if you do it the way I tell you to do it, and you roast it in the oven, you're going to love it. It's so good roasted in the oven. I don't like slimy okra either, at all. Fried okra is good. Anything fried is good. But roasted is really good too. So, I have washed this and kind of let it dry here. And I'm going to put it on, I'm going to dump it out here on a paper towel. And because I'm going to put it all in a big giant bowl and put oil on it, and if it's wet, the oil won't stick to it. So I am going to just dump it here, and it's nice and clean, and let that rest while I get this peeled up. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we have everything chopped up and ready to go. I just want to kind of give you a direction so that you know what we're doing. This is a new recipe to me. We're going to be fearless. It's going to be great. So what we're going to do is this. I have carrots and butternut squash in here both. And they are similar as far as cooking times, meaning, you know, like a potato, it's going to take longer for them than it will for we've got okra over here. And we have mini sweet peppers. And then in this basket, we have scallions and tomatoes. This is called, oops, sorry about that. This is called a fridge clean out. I'm going to roast all of these things together. However, I'm going to put this on one cookie sheet and put it in and let this go for, maybe 20, 30 minutes. And then I will go back and add these things to it, because these will take about an hour. These maybe 30 to 40 minutes. So, and then once they're all roasted, we're going to take this. Remember this stuff, taco meat, when we made this and put it in the freezer? Well, I defrosted one of these. I'm going to mix. I'm not going to put the okra in because my husband is just not a fan of okra. Just not. It's not because it's slimy. He just doesn't like the taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to roast it because I like it a lot. So I'm still going to roast it, and then I'll just put it on the side for me. So once it comes out of the oven, we're going to mix the taco. We're going to mix the tomatoes, the scallions. I'll cut those up a little bit. The tomatoes, the scallions, and the peppers, and the butternut squash, and the carrots with this taco meat, and some sour cream, and a little Lizano, which is my secret special sauce, and some cilantro, and some cheese, and then we're going to bake it all. It's got to be great. All those things in there, got to be great. So we'll be right back. I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet. Well, we didn't get far because, of course, I forgot what I was doing here. Big surprise. We need to season these vegetables for sure. So I am going to, this is not an exact science, do it at, I'm spreading this out in here, and I am taking, I'm going to tell you, a teaspoon of salt. And, vegetables take some salt to bring out their goodness. So I'm going to take about a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper-ish, more or less. Sorry. I'm using paprika. I'm going to use a couple of good shakes of paprika, which isn't hot. Paprika, although it's made with peppers, it's made with it's roasted peppers, so it's not hot. This is granulated garlic. You know my speech on granulated garlic. Better than salt, better than powder. And that's just a little shower of that. And then because we're using taco meat and we're kind of taking this in a Latino way, I'm going with some ground cumin, because that is the essence of all Mexican food. So now I'm going to just give this a turn. And I did put olive oil on here, just enough to coat it and make so that the spices would stick. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to dump that on the cookie sheet, and I will be back with you in a second. Okay, this is the cookie sheet, and I have, if you have a family and I don't even care if you're reheating frozen chicken nuggets and fries, because that's like what a lot of people do. If you need to get yourself a really big cookie sheet, it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Anyway, I did spray my cookie. I always put foil down because I don't like to clean up cookie sheets. So I put foil on the bottom, and foil doesn't hurt you. Do what you want to do. But I sprayed it with cooking spray so that nothing sticks. And I'm going to put these in and let these go for. I'm going to put them in for 25 minutes, then I'll come back and put the rest of them in. And I'm putting them in at 400. I'll be back. Okay, so now that's in the oven with the carrots and the butternut squash are in the oven. And they are roasting away. And this is our scallion onions and okra and peppers. And I'm going to do the same thing with them. I'm going to give them a drizzle of olive oil. Just enough that, so that they're all coated. So you give them a drizzle and then give them a quick stir, and they'll all coat up nicely, I'm sure. And I'm going to use the same spices that I used on the butternut squash. So we're going to go with about a teaspoon. I swear one of these days I'll get this. About a teaspoon of salt, then maybe 2. It's a lot of vegetables in there. Truly it is. Pepper. Paprika. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm not measuring. I mean, you kind of got to wing it a little bit here. Just do it to what you think looks good. I mean, I'm not using more than a teaspoon probably of anything, if that gives you any guidance. Well, maybe a little bit more of that and salt. And ground cumin. I'm going to mix that up. And it really does make a very pretty combination. This one, I will pick some of the onions out. I'll pick the tomatoes and the peppers out. Well, I guess the short story is I'll pick the okra out, leave everything else in. And then I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to mix it with the taco meat. I'm going to mix it with some fresh chopped cilantro. I'm telling you, it's going to be yummy. We'll see. So let me put this on a cookie sheet. And I'm going to spray it because, again, if you've ever put anything like a McNugget or a French fry or a chicken wing or anything on a foil pan, you know it's going to stick. It won't if you do that. Some of the good stuff from the bottom. Get that on there. Alright. Look how pretty that is. And I'm telling you, those roasted scallions are really delicious. But I'm telling you, my friend Belinda in Charleston, if you're watching Auntie B, hello. She had never had roasted okra before. And she used to babysit my doggie. And so when we would leave, I would leave her roasted okra in the refrigerator, and she loved it. So anyway, I'm going to wait, like I said, about 20 minutes on the other ones. Then I'll let this one join it, and we'll come back when we're putting it all together. Okay, hold on. Okay, my friends, here we go. We're creating today. And so I have a can of black beans and a can of corn that I rinsed and drained in the sink because I like to wash the can off. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, don't wash it. These are our yummy butternut squash that we seasoned up and roasted at 400 for about 30 minutes, and taught myself something new today, which was I could have put them all in together because they all cooked about the same time. This is my okra, which I'm not putting into this because I just wanted to snack on, so I roasted that. Hang on. My tea kettle is singing to me. And this is our mini sweet peppers and scallion onions and tomatoes. So I am actually going to pluck the tops off of the sweet peppers before I put them in, but I'm going to put them in whole because it's just they will break up as we mix. So, but I do want to take the top off because it's a little woody. There's just a few of them, and they're warm. Trust me. Woohoo! Oh, here's another okra. That okra is really good, y'all. Oh. Okay, so now they're in here, and you can really break them up with a spoon. It's, you know, they're that soft, and that's just what I'm doing. If you can see here, instead of bothering to cut them up, I'm just breaking them up with a spoon. I am going to take all of these scallions and tomatoes, along with the olive oil, as much as I can get, and put those in there. All right. Put this back on the stove. Oh, here's one that didn't get there. All right. All right, so now it's very colorful. Get rid of this so you can see. Not there. You see this? How nice and colorful it is? Bend that down a little bit. It's got black beans, corn, roasted butternut squash, roasted scallions, roasted tomatoes, some carrots. Although I cannot tell a lie, I ate a lot of those carrots before they went in here. Just saying. And this is our taco meat. We made this a couple weeks ago. I put it in the freezer. And I'm adding that. So, I did put it in the microwave because I wanted to loosen it up a little bit from the refrigerator from being cold. So, you know that this is such a good low-carb meal. I mean, this really is. And it's going to taste wonderful. Make no mistake, this is going to be awesome. I mean, how could it be bad? Think of all this good stuff that's in here. Okay, last but not least, can you see me over here? Yes. I have some cilantro, and I'm just going to give it a rough chop. People either love or hate cilantro. Some people think it tastes like soap. I love it. So if you don't like it, and actually, you know, there are other things you could put in here. If you like kale, you could chop up kale and put kale in here. That would be good. Any vegetable you want. The secret is we're mixing it with our taco meat that we made a couple weeks ago. Making something else out of it. All right, so I'm going to give this a stir. And last but not least, never least, is cheese. You can either put the cheese in or leave the cheese out. I know there are some folks that have cheese allergies. So if cheese isn't your thing, just don't put it in. I am going to put in a big old heaping helping of this. Give it another stir. Oh my goodness gracious. So, hang on one second. I gotta get some spray. You know me and spray. And you know me and my foil pans. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna spray it because I don't want it to stick, especially with the cheese. Everything in here is cooked, absolutely, but I want it to all warm and melt together. So, I'm gonna, ooh, this thing is heavy, make no mistake. Put this in here. You know, this bowl, this old Tupperware bowl, I mean, I know you guys have seen this thing. Everybody had one of these at one time. I had two, but I broke it. But I swear, I think this has been around since the 70s. It's the perfect size thing to mix up a big quantity of something for sure. Okay, so there you go. Now, I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to bake it just because I want the cheese to melt. I may put a little cheese on top, actually. I think I will. However, first, I got to taste this because it's all done. Oh my goodness. Yo, that is so good. I can't even begin to tell you how good that is. That is so good. All right. I'm going to put this in the oven and bake it for maybe 20-30 minutes just to get it reheated because, you know, some of the other things have been out of the oven for a little while. But I'm going to put it in and let it reheat, and it's delicious. So, yay, we created a new one today. So, I will post it all. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you like it. So, thanks, and I'll see you soon. Bye.